Myself, Saikiran. I'm a mechanical graduate and I'm a native of Telangana state. I belongs to Hyderabad. Um, when I completed my graduation, I was looking for a kind of job or do a design course. So I enrolled myself into an AutoCAD design course in EC and NSIC of Indian government, and I about 15 to 20 days I was in the learning of AutoCAD as well. And for further advanced course in designing, I left for Pune for about 8 months. And after that, coming back from Pune, I joined a company in ECIL in Hyderabad. I was working as a CNC programmer for about 1 year, and after that, it's like a kind of working for more advanced stuff, looking some kind of uh, advanced things of things in mechanical as well. So for that, I was preparing for some exams as well. Also after that, I got a call from so recruitment has been announced by Bell. So I wrote an exam and I called in for it as a gap trainee. And after that, joining in the 2020 February, I was in the department of my choice. I mean, Homeland Security, what we call it. And after the 2 months of period in Bharat Electronics, the pandemic has arisen. It says the government has said it's going to be shut down for about 2 months, and we were about to go to homes for the 2 months. And in that 2 months, I was looking for some kind of stuff what we have learned so far in the past as well, some kind of advanced things I was learning there. And when we came back in the month of June, it was exactly entire things has been changed very drastically. He was not allowed into things. We were completely involved in building ventilators, which was in an emergency situation for about 2 months. We were working there, and after that, when I came back to my own department, again I thought of switching into some kind of interest into some kind of IT sector. So which one to choose in the terms of IT? Then my own department helped me in getting into that aspect actually in terms of networking because I was much more interested in terms of networking. So which tried me towards decent technologies because we have data center. I was in that answer, including design. Actually, I actually designed those racks for the servers actually. So after that, when we saw one of my senior employees get me install the OS and all, then I have got to realize how these things happen. Then I got interest how these things they are able to get the data over that. Then they are like slightly it driving me towards that kind of a path. Then there was a lot of things have been going on as well because the site locations are different of area and IV bases as well. So working collaboratively with them as well. But since we are no, it's a defense company, we were not involved. We're not led to involve deeply into that. So we roughly involved how to these deal things up in terms of outbound area. So you're working with the servers, RAM, and clients as well, switches, routers as well. And furtherly, in order to get that things into perfect how networking helps that might me into more advanced kind of stuff. So learning these things was much more helped me along with some kind of Linux administration and Windows administration. And after the 1 year of the period, again the second wave has arrived to create a much more serious issue or aspirants who are looking for a better career. So further, at the 8th month of April, when I was out of the company as the contract period ended up, so I was looking for some kind of job. So I was nothing has been no job openings for there at that time. So one of my friend recommended me to join mm, Evision. So I joined Evision as a part of much more advanced learning, much more skills in terms of networking and other stuff as well. So when I joined, I was able to brush up because all those things as well. Then we are able to move on. So cloud as well, cloud technologies and DevOps kind of technologies. I was most interested in kind of that. How this networking part in terms of physically able to do virtually in terms of cloud. So that gave me much more interest on networking as well. How these things go in terms of cloud, which is virtual. So your comes up deals with different kind of things like networking part the virtualization parts and types of virtualizations, how virtualization much more plays an important role in terms of cloud and cloud computing as well. So he was working on different technology, like some kind of network security as well, switching, routing technologies as well, types of servers, administration Linux administration, Windows administration, remote desktop management, lot of stuff we can include as well. To give the handling servers, backupping the servers, so building those kind of things as well, and as well as working with the different types of hypervisors, how they are used, why they are used as part of the systems, and lot of symptoms of securing the network, how you can secure that network basically. So that very more like kind of much more interest on these things, how this is going to work. I want to do much, much more attempts like into cloud or more my certification in terms of Azure or AWS. I was looking for it. I will do my certification in further. I have planned for it in the weekends as well. Actually, I'm a techie coming to myself. I keep touch with all kind of technologies and latest of gadgets, what it comes into this written, what how they are used as well. So I'm a techie. I'm much more interested in terms of electronics as well. I always keep with the technologies. I keep being updated in the IT industry or any other industry, the mechanical or IT. But mostly I prefer the IT ones as well. Be working, myself, I'm calm and composed. I don't want to be rushing to make things much more mess. Just give some time to think what the things I need and what the things I need to do and get the things get at the right time. So calm and composed, so that give me a better idea of how things goes on and how I can do the things in a better way. My coming to myself in terms of I'm a much more a person who gives much value to people, as well as I strictly make my makes as well. I just do myself. I'm much aware of what is my role in any kind of role I have given to me. What is my role as an individual, as a team player as well, working with different kind of technologies. You are working on a lot of things, but I would like to say I'm very hardworking, just for sure, because I'm working, I'm dealing with hard situations, pressure situations in my past experience as well. I'm able to withstand and cope with that kind of situations. Um, Much more, I don't take things for granted. You need to be precise in what things you do, and you need to be much more clarity on what you need to do. Coming to myself, my personal things, I have different types of hobbies. Actually, I'm a multitasking. I can say not into one thing, but the time management what I given for each and every aspect of my life, whether it's IT sector, professional and personal. I won't say if someone says this is your duty to this have to things has to be done, whatever the situation. But it's my responsibility to do it because some kind of emergency. I can't say no if anyone says me. That's the only thing. I think a bit of hesitation to say it's a weakness. So, but my hobbies comes. I like traveling. I have traveled so far in the 2 months before lockdown. I mean the pandemic, and after it's not willing us to make traveling right now. But I do love playing all kind of sports. I'm playing cricket, chess, caroms, each and every game I love to play. There's no more restrictions in we have to play things. And I'm much more passionate with music as well. I do love singing. I do love composing music as well. So I'm planning for it in the terms of weekends to be an. No, it's a long-term goal. Making these things happen in terms of music and all. Whenever I was on mode of or some kind of on weekends, I spend about 3 to 4 hours in terms of music. And I was like literally, I think recently I joined for a Carnatic vocal lessons for training and all. So a lot of now sometimes of art I used to draw. um, when it comes to different kinds of minds, people around who have type pencil art and some kind of painting art as well. Lot of things as well, but that makes me a much more multitasking things. No, Try to think about the things in a different manner. That what makes me much more special. Each and everything can be seen not one particular way but different ways. I'm hopefully things what I have learned. So by working, I would like to work in companies so that I'll be able to do my best and survey, put, raise the company a better standard, raise the standard of the company. Or was working so really working hard for raising as well as for myself as well as the welfare of the company as well. Like to just show that how I can be a big asset for that company. Actually, a lot of aspects has been taken into account when you're thinking of a company and when you join the company. That's what makes you, you a better career for me as well. Coming to myself, it's not a big. I don't say people say why you are most they say all things you can do focus on one thing, but focusing on one thing for a long period of time it can be enough in future because so you to be you can't be in the certain sort of aspect as well. You have to be taking responsibility of all kind of aspects. At the same time, you have to be know precise of what things you do, but you have to know at the same time what things you are involved in as well. That makes you much more special. I would try being for a company. So I would try do my best of my knowledge. I would like to serve the company, make this and as well as learning new things. That's the one thing I can actually because daily it's not like 1 month period, 1 week period. Daily within 1 or with each day, in each and every day of your work or what's personal things, you learn something and how to implement those things in different way in your personal life or professional life does make you much more precise as well as much more like an attitude kind of person what others able to do it as well. You need to clarify, you need to be much more precise. I like to keep things much more precise in ordered way. I just can't jump into a mess, make things as a mess. That's all. Thank you.